Hello everybody, Diri back again with another video. First of all, I want to thank you everybody guys for the last video I did a couple of days ago, for all of your support, for all of your great, beautiful words you have written to me. Of course, I've read all the comments, which I always do. You are just fabulous, all of you guys. I truly want to thank you from my deepest heart, from my bottom of my heart. So I really appreciate it, considering that I am going tough times. But in today's video, I'm not super motivated to do videos at the current moment, considering that, yeah, you know guys, you who saw my video a couple of days ago, my mother is very sick. But I know that you want a US Open final preview. I know that you want it, and I'm gonna give it to you guys. I want to make you happy. I want to make you smile. I want to just give people joy. So and here it comes, guys. Man, we have a US Open final around the corner. A very expected two players who reached there. The world number one Novak Djokovic versus the world number two Daniil Medvedev. When I did my preview 2 weeks ago, the US Open preview, you have seen that video. I actually had this two reaching the final, Novak Djokovic versus Daniil Medvedev. And I'm of course not alone about that. Many of tennis people around the world expected this final. Yeah, guys, and we have this, guys. This will be a dream final, maybe, at least according to me, considering that Nadal and Federer are not here. They didn't play this event. And when a world number one faces the world number two, can it get better than this? No, it can't. A player going for his 21st Grand Slam title, going for that calendar Grand Slam. So many records on the line for Novak Djokovic, history on the line, his biggest match of his life, without any shadow of a doubt. I said earlier this year that when Djokovic faced Stefan Tsitsipas in that French Open final, that was Novak's biggest match in his life, because he was going for that double career Grand Slam, winning all the majors twice. But this match against Medvedev for Novak Djokovic is even bigger than the match against Stefan Tsitsipas 3 months ago. This is Novak's biggest match in his career. Let's see what Novak is made of. Is he made of stone, metal, blood, you name it? Of course he's made of blood like all the others. But you're getting my point. Let's see how he will handle the pressure. Let's see how nervous he will be. This will be very interesting to see. And he will face the player who is going for his first Grand Slam title in his third Grand Slam final. Novak is playing, by the way, his 31st Grand Slam final. Not to forget to mention that. 31st. Now he has as many Grand Slam finals as Roger Federer. And if Novak is healthy, of course he will surpass Roger Federer in Grand Slam finals. And in Grand Slam titles as well, because we all know that Novak, Rafa, and Federer, they are at 20 Grand Slam each, all three of them, the big three, like they're also super known for, like we call them so many times, the big three. Man, what a match! This is probably the clash of the titans. The best player in the draw are facing each other. The head-to-head is 5-3 to Novak Djokovic. Last time they faced each other was in that Australian Open final 9-10 months ago, where Novak won his straight sets, 7-5, 6-2, 6-2. And I remember that Australian Open final. Many people around the world thought that Medvedev would win. At least Medvedev had a lot of many was predicting, maybe not the majority. The majority was probably picking Novak Djokovic to defeat Daniil Medvedev in that Australian Open final. But Medvedev had a lot of support, and who was saying that Medvedev just defeated Novak Djokovic in that round-robin match at London ATP 2 finals just 2-3 months before that Australian Open final in straight sets, 6-3, 6-3 if I'm not mistaken. And now Medvedev will do the same in this Australian Open final. And we all know what happened. Novak just more or less pushed that beat down button and gave Medvedev a beat down, at least in the second and third set, when he gave Medvedev only 4 games in the second and third set and won in the match in total 7-5, 6-2, 6-2. I remember that match. Medvedev was willing to suffer in the first set, and he was going in long exchanges, and he was just trying to outmaneuver Novak Djokovic on the baseline, he was trying to move Novak left and right, and always was trying to make Novak hit that extra ball, like Medvedev always do with his opponent. He frustrates them. He just refuses to miss. Daniil Medvedev, he just closes that unforced error store, and he sends the message and says, if you want to beat me, you need to hit through me. If you don't hit through me, you will never beat me. I'm sorry. And of course, Medvedev was trying to give Novak Djokovic his own medicine. But who does this game plan best? Who is the best grinder of all time? Who? Is it Daniil Medvedev? No, it is Novak Djokovic. And Novak showed that to Daniil Medvedev. Novak Djokovic, I'm not saying that he's only a grinder, of course not. He has so many abilities in his game, like returns, like depth on his shots, like a very underrated serve. Not many people give him credit for his underrated serve, but he said it himself. I try to take my opponent's legs, and as longer the match goes, as more I believe in my chances that I can beat them. So Novak Djokovic is not afraid in going in long exchanges. He's not afraid in making his matches a dogfight, like he did more or less against Zverev yesterday. Are we surprised that Zverev lost? No. I actually picked Djokovic to defeat Zverev when I did my preview 2 weeks ago, because I just thought that Zverev, yeah, he defeated Novak Djokovic in that Olympic Games semi-final match 1 month ago, 6 weeks ago. But I just thought that Zverev will never do the same kind of match again against Novak Djokovic. Zverev was out of this world in that match 6 weeks ago. 14 unforced errors and 44 winners. That is 30 more wins than for errors. Have you ever seen Alexander Zverev doing a better match? Have you ever seen? Never, guys, never. So I was expecting Zverev to come down to earth in this match against Novak Djokovic. I swear that I was expecting. That's why I had Zverev on my number 3rd place when I did my top 8 favorite list 2 weeks ago. Because all respect to Alexander Zverev, he's a tremendous tennis player, and he will win majors in the future for sure. He is one of the best tennis players in the world. He has 5 Master 1000 titles in his resume. But when it comes to 5-set matches, when it comes to Grand Slams, he has still not defeated a top 10 player in the Grand Slam events. That the loss yesterday against Novak Djokovic was his 11th loss in majors against top 10 players. It was his 11th. So Zverev is still to win his first ever Grand Slam match against a top 10 opponent at major events. That has not happened yet. And that's why I knew that the Zverev we saw against Novak Djokovic in that Olympic Games match, and you Djokovic fan, don't come up with me here and say Novak was not at his best, Novak was tired. Yeah, Novak was for sure tired in the 3rd set, yeah, but Zverev was playing out of this world. He was playing light out tennis, guys. Light out tennis. So don't come up with me and say Djokovic defeated himself. No! Djokovic almost never defeats himself. Novak and Rafa are the greatest tennis players of all time to not defeat themselves. Djokovic and Nadal. Federer, yeah, we know he has defeated himself a lot of time during his career. But Djokovic and Nadal, they are the greatest tennis players of all time to not defeat themselves. Period, guys. And you know this for fact. I don't need to even to discuss about these guys. I don't need to discuss about these guys. You know that bloody well as much as I do. So Zverev did his match of his life. And I've seen against Djokovic 6 weeks ago in that Olympic Games match. And you could see signs from Zverev that already when he won Cincinnati, he started to go down. You could see that. In that Olympic Games tournament, in 6 matches, he did only 3 double faults. For God's sakes. In Cincinnati, he did 14. In 6 matches, he did 3 double faults. Alexander Zverev in that Olympic Games tournament. 6 matches. At Cincinnati, in 5 matches, he does 40 double faults. And it was a double breakdown against Stefan Tsitsipas in that semi-final. A match that Stefan Tsitsipas should, of course, have won. But he choked, like we all know. So, and I knew that when Zverev will face Novak Djokovic again in a 5-set match, he will have tremendous difficult times to win. And I was right. He didn't win. If I want to talk a little about the match between Djokovic and Zverev yesterday, none of these players did the match of their lives. None, guys. I swear to you guys. If you look at the stats, Zverev did 50 unforced errors, 49 winners. Zverev. So Zverev does 1 more unforced error than winner. If you look at Novak, Novak does 49 unforced errors and 41 winners. So Novak does 8 more unforced errors than winners. So Zverev in that winner unforced errors ratio, he does a better match. Only 1 more unforced error than winners from Zverev's racket. Novak 8 more unforced errors than winners. But what is the difference? What is the difference? Novak is a clutch beast. He comes up with the goods when he needs it. Novak, he was 6 out of 9 in breakpoint converters. 6 out of 9. He breaks Zverev's serve 6 times out of 9 breakpoint opportunities. He takes his chances. He plays his best tennis when he needs it. He's a clutch monster. Zverev, on the other hand, he was 3 out of 12 in breakpoint conversions. 3 out of 12. Zverev had 12 breakpoint opportunities. He converted in only 3 of them. And if we look at the 5th set, Zverev had 5 breakpoint opportunities alone in the 5th set. How many times did he break? 1 time. Novak, he had 3 breakpoint opportunities in the 5th set. He broke all of those 3 times in the 5th set. Djokovic, he outclutched Alexander Zverev yesterday. He outclutched him. He did the same thing at Australian Open 9-10 months ago. Exactly the same numbers. Deja vu, exactly the same numbers. In that Australian Open quarterfinal 8-9 months ago, Zverev actually had the same kind of breakpoints opportunities. He had 12 breakpoint opportunities and he converted in only 3 of them in that quarterfinal match at the Australian Open 8-9 months ago. Djokovic, he had 9 breakpoint opportunities. He broke 6 times in that quarterfinal match at the Australian Open. He did this. It was exactly the same kind of number in this match yesterday. Exactly the same kind of number when it comes to converting breakpoints. Exactly the same. Deja vu. And Novak was really clutch at the net. I must mention that as well. 81% he was effective at the net. Really superior stuff from Novak at the net. Zverev was 61% in winning points at the net. So Novak was 20% more better at the net than Alexander Zverev. But the main difference was Novak outclutched Alexander Zverev because it was, in the end of the day, Novak won only 8 more points than Alexander Zverev. In total, if we count all the points, Novak won only 8 more points. It was not like he won 15 more points or 20 more points. Only 8. And that is a proof that the match was close because it was a 5-set battle. But neither of the players did a clean match. Neither. You can see the stats. Both of players doing more errors than winners. Especially Novak, who does 8 more unforced errors than winners. Sasha did only 1 more unforced error than winners. So, when it comes to the big points, when it comes to the crunch moments, when the chips are down, Novak Djokovic is the greatest tennis player of all time. And Zverev said it after this match. He said that I have never seen a stronger mentally player than Novak Djokovic. I rather face everybody in the world when it comes in big points, when it comes in clutch moments, I will rather face everybody else in the world and not Novak Djokovic. And can you blame Zverev? No, because when Novak is playing a big point, he comes up with big serves, comes up with great winners, and he just closes that unforced error store. He just refuses to miss, and that's why Novak Djokovic defeated Alexander Zverev yesterday, because he was the better player in the bigger moments. Period. If we look at the other semifinal between Medvedev and Felix Aliassime, Medvedev was the better player the entire match, probably besides in the second set where Felix Aliassime, he had 2 set points, couldn't convert. And if you don't take your chances against a player like Daniil Medvedev, who doesn't give you a lot of free points, you need to earn every single point, you will not win the match. You will not even take one set and watch. And that was exactly what happened. Medvedev took Felix Aliassime down his straight sets. Bam, bam, bam. And Medvedev looked really solid, man. He did 37 winners and 25 unforced errors. So he does 12 more winners and unforced errors. Felix Aliassime, on the other hand, he does too many unforced errors, man, and too little winners. Only 17 winners from Felix' record and 39 unforced errors. So Felix does 22 more unforced errors than winners. And with that kind of stats, you will never defeat a super consistent baseline machine like Daniil Medvedev. You need to do a much cleaner match, and he was not serving good. Felix Aliassime, I think Felix did 10 double faults yesterday. No. Felix Aliassime has a lot to improve in his game. He needs to improve his second serve. He needs to improve his backhand. He needs to improve his shot selections. He needs to improve mentally. He has a lot. He has a big game, big dude, pretty big serve. He has been serving really great in this year's US Open because the courts has been super fast, guys. The courts are lighting fast, guys. They are not slow whatsoever, so that has helped Philly's game. But when it comes to big matches, when it comes to just playing a big match, Felix is not delivering. That's why he has lost 8 ATP Tour finals, ATP finals in his career, and all of those 8 finals that he has lost in straight sets. He has not won one single set. So he is love 16 in sets when it comes to ATP finals, Felix Aliassime. So he is a good player. He's young. He has time on his side. He's only 21 years old. But Daniil Medvedev was just 2 classes, maybe even 3 classes better than Felix Aliassime yesterday. Felix, he was trying to hit through Daniil Medvedev, but Daniil Medvedev is such a great mover. To be a tall guy like Medvedev is, he's such a great mover. Everything you hit at him, everything comes back. You always need to hit one more shot, one extra shot, one extra shot, one extra shot. And when you don't, put up other elements in your game, because Medvedev plays really far back from on the court. He plays 3-4 meters behind the baseline, and Felix was never breaking that rhythm with drop shots and things like that. He tried coming to the net more in the second and third set, Felix Aliassime, because he was seeing that from the baseline. I don't stand a chance against this dude. He just refuses to miss Daniil Medvedev. So in the second and third set, Felix tried to attack the net a little more, and he almost paid off to win one set in that second set, a set that Felix should have won, but he just didn't. He didn't convert those 2 set points that he had in that second set in his own serve, Felix Aliassime. But he tried. But in my opinion, Felix should have tried more things like drop shots, because Medvedev, he plays so much behind the baseline, 2-3 meters behind the baseline. So you need to change up the rhythm with drop shots and things like that, and make him confused, which Felix never did. Felix only attacked the net. That was the only game plan he changed in the second and third set. Besides that, he didn't change anything, Felix Aliassime. He was trying to out-hit Daniil Medvedev from a baseline. He was trying to grind down Daniil Medvedev from a baseline. But you cannot grind down Medvedev from a baseline. The only player who can challenge Daniil Medvedev from a baseline is Novak Djokovic. Both are baseline machines, both Djokovic and Medvedev. And Djokovic can challenge Medvedev from a baseline. Felix Aliassime can't do that, and that's why Felix lost in straight sets. And Felix needs to serve better, especially the second serve. He needs to do much less double faults. He needs to do much less unforced errors. You will not take down a world number 2 with 39 unforced errors like Felix Arasibi did. You just will not. Period. And of course, he didn't. So Medvedev is through to his 3rd Grand Slam final and to his 2nd US Open final. And now we have a Grand Slam final between the world number 1 versus the world number 2. How do I think about this match? You who have seen my preview 2 weeks ago, you know that when I did my preview 2 weeks ago, I have picked Novak Djokovic to defeat Medvedev in the final. I have had Novak as my number 1 player on that top 8 list, and Medvedev as my number 2nd player. Have I changed my mind? I'm gonna come to that answer soon. Look, first of all, if you look at these 2 players, who has been more sharp in this tournament so far, it has of course been Medvedev. He has only dropped 1 set in that quarterfinal against that Dutch player from that qualifier player from Netherlands. That is the only set that Medvedev has lost. So Medvedev has looked really sharp, really clean. He has been winning matches comfortably in straight sets, beside that quarterfinal match where he won in 4 sets. Djokovic, on the other hand, he has been losing sets here and there. He has been losing actually sets in all of his matches beside in 1 match. He has dropped 6 sets in 5 matches, Novak Djokovic, if I'm counting right. So that is a lot of sets, but I've seen this scenario, I've seen this movie before. It is not the first time that I'm seeing this. Where Djokovic lost a lot of sets coming into a Grand Slam final. That the same thing happened at French Open. I believe Djokovic lost a lot, 6 or 7 sets at French Open as well, in 7 matches. So this doesn't mean that Medvedev will have easy time on the final just because he has lost 1 set and Djokovic has lost 6 sets prior to this US Open final. I remember 8-9 months ago when they faced each other in that Australian Open final, Medvedev looked superior. He crushed Stefan Tsitsipas in that semi-final, and he dropped only 2 sets before that Australian Open final, and those 2 sets was against Dusan Lajovic, if I'm not mistaken, in an early round. And many people was hyping Medvedev. Oh, now Medvedev will defeat Novak Djokovic and things like that. The head-to-head is 5-3 to Novak Djokovic. Medvedev has never defeated Novak Djokovic in a Grand Slam match. I believe they have faced each other only 2 times at Grand Slam events, if I'm not mistaken, and both of those times has been at Australian Open. One time at 2019, where Novak won in 4 sets, and the other time was at Australian Open as well, earlier this year, 2021, when Novak won a straight set. Besides that, they have never faced each other in Grand Slams. They have never faced each other at French Open. They have never faced each other at Wimbledon, and they have never faced each other at US Open, if I'm not mistaken. So if we look at the Grand Slam matches, it is 2-love to Novak Djokovic. Look, before this event started, I knew that Novak's biggest threats are Zverev and Medvedev. No science there, guys. It is not any science. That is not any surprise. We all know that Medvedev and Zverev. We all knew that it was Novak's biggest threats before the event. And I said that if Novak loses at this year's US Open, he will lose against Zverev or Medvedev before this event started. So, of course, this will be a big challenge for Novak Djokovic. Medvedev is a big mountain to climb for Novak Djokovic, without any shadow of a doubt. Medvedev can hang in with Novak Djokovic from the baseline. Medvedev doesn't bother hitting cross-court backhands, because we all know that Novak Djokovic can hit cross-court backhands in his sleep, and he can do that all day long, all night long. And Medvedev can do that. Can do exactly the same as well. So when it comes to the cross-court backhands, Medvedev can challenge Novak Djokovic. He can definitely do that. So Novak needs to change direction, and he will need to go many times down the line with his backhand. And I think he will do that. I don't think that Djokovic will. That was how Zverev defeated Novak at that Olympic match 6 weeks ago, because Zverev is not afraid in going in long exchanges in cross-court backhands, and Medvedev will do the same. Another thing that Medvedev needs to do is he needs to be ready to suffer. He was ready to suffer in that Australian Open final only in the first set. After that, Medvedev was overcooking his shots and he was going too early to pulling the trigger. He was not having any patience. He was not willing to suffer. Medvedev needs to remind himself. He will need to be ready to be in that tennis court for 4, 5, 6 hours, because Djokovic will leave everything on the court. He's going for that calendar slam. He's going for his 21 Grand Slam title. For me, he's already the GOAT, Novak Djokovic. For me. And I'm not gonna say why and things like that because I don't have time, because the video is already long. I've said it many times during my videos why he's the GOAT for me. But Djokovic wants to cement himself as the undisputed GOAT by defeating Daniil Medvedev tomorrow. He wants to cement himself. He wants to just close all the arguments for him to not being the GOAT by defeating Daniil Medvedev tomorrow. So Djokovic will fight tomorrow like his life is on the line. And Medvedev needs to be ready for that war. He needs to be ready to be on that court for 4, 5, 6 hours. He needs to be ready to suffer. Not like it was in that Australian Open final where Medvedev was only ready to suffer in one set, the first set. After that, he was overcooking shots and he was pulling the trigger too early and was doing a lot of errors. I remember in that Super Final, Medvedev did 30 unforced errors and 24 winners. So he did only 6. He did 6 more unforced errors than winners. That will not be enough against Novak Djokovic, because, like Zverev said before his match against Djokovic, to beat Djokovic, you need to be perfect. You cannot do an average match. And Medvedev did an average match against Novak in that Australian Open final 8-9 months ago with 30 unforced errors and 24 winners. So Medvedev does 6 more unforced errors than winners. Novak, on the other hand, it was not like Novak was superior in doing winners himself. He was not a shot-making beast mode in that Australian Open final, Novak Djokovic. I remember Novak did only 20 winners and 17 unforced errors. So Novak does 3 more winners and unforced errors. But it was enough. It was enough for Novak because Medvedev did an average match. Of course, Novak is also the reason why Medvedev did an average match, with his depth, with his consistency, with his serving, with his returning. So of course, that when a player does an average match, it has to do a lot with your opponent. So Novak did make life really difficult for Medvedev in that Australian Open final with all these things that I mentioned. But still, Novak was not in a shot-making beast mode in that Australian Open final, that's for sure, with only 20 winners and 17 unforced errors. So Novak did only 3 more winners and unforced errors. Medvedev needs to do a much better match in this year's US Open final than he did at Australian Open final 8-9 months ago. He just needs to do it. He needs to do more winners than 24 winners he did 8-9 months ago. He needs to do less unforced errors than 30 unforced errors he did against Novak in that Australian final. At least Medvedev needs to be more. Medvedev needs to do more winners than unforced errors. The ratio needs to be much bigger. It cannot be like Zverev. Zverev did only 1 more unforced error than winner, and he still lost. Despite that, Djokovic did 8 more unforced errors than winners against Zverev, and won. And we know why Novak won, because he outclassed Djokovic. He outclassed Zverev. But the most important thing from Medvedev, he needs to be super sharp in the bigger moments, in crunch moments, when the chips are down. That is how Djokovic is defeating his opponents. It is not like Djokovic is looking unbeatable. He's not, guys. I swear that to you guys, he's not. But he's beating them when the chips are down, when the bigger moment arrives. He just raises his level, and the other players are not doing that. And Medvedev needs to be super sharp in those big moments. He needs to raise his level exactly like Djokovic 9 out of 10 times do. Djokovic raised his level in big moments. And that is the key for Medvedev. Because in my opinion, Djokovic is the slight favorite here. Not the huge favorite, not the overwhelming favorite, but for sure the slight favorite. And when I think about all these things, who will raise his level when the chips are down? Who will do a cleaner match? Who will be more consistent? Who will be more solid? Who who will have the better physicality if the match goes long, which I think the match will be long. I think for sure the match will be over 3 hours. I just think about one name, Novak Djokovic. Yeah, the pressure will be huge on him. He will feel the nerves. He will be nervous because he's human after all, Novak Djokovic, even though it doesn't always look like that in a tennis court. But when all will be said and done, I think Novak will be the better player. I don't think it will be easy, but I think Novak will take Medvedev down in 5 sets. There you have my prediction, guys. I think Novak wins his 21st Grand Slam title in 5 sets, and I think Novak Djokovic completes the calendar Grand Slam and becomes the only third tennis player in the men's side to win all the 4 majors in the same calendar year. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and see you next time. Peace.